Hi, today we'll talk about my survey analysis on the use of social media in higher education. First, let's begin with the survey description. The survey purpose was to indicate about learners' trend of using social media in higher education, their references, their attitudes toward the use of social media in learning. This survey can be used to collect data for a teacher training regarding the use of social media in education, so teachers may get more ideas of using social media in teaching. Okay, now let's move to the survey development. These are the steps I've been through while I developed my survey questions. So while I developed my survey question, I did some revision on my question. My peer feedback said that my questions were kind of long and complex, so I had to replace them with brief and simpler questions. Data collection. This survey was open for 7 days and I've got 7 responses. I used Google Form to develop the survey and it will post it on Facebook and Blackboard. Here are the results. For this survey, I've got in total 9 questions and I sorted them into 3 main categories. The first category is about the age group and the general use of social media. So like for this question, they asked about the frequency my respondents use the following social media platform. In the next categories, this asks about the use of social media in higher education. This asks about whether they have used social media in higher education. This asks about their favorite social media, which is Facebook and YouTube. And the last one asks about which social media they have used in higher education. The last question asks about the attitudes either of the instructors or the learners. Speaking of the instructor attitudes, this question asks whether the instructor asked them to use social media in learning in college or university, and this asks why don't some instructors don't like to use social media in teaching. These questions ask about learner attitudes on a scale from 1 to 5, from strongly disagree to strongly agree. How much do they think that social media should be used in college or university? And these are the other comments they may have. Speaking of the result interpretation, so the younger they are, the more social media platform they've used. There's one person who did not use social media in higher education, and that person is above 30 years old. All of the respondents were from Vietnam, so that's why Facebook and YouTube were mostly used. 83.3% instructor encourage students to use social media in learning. And these are the reasons why some instructors did not like to use social media in teaching. That's why I suggested that more training and facilities should be provided. There's also one surprising result, says that only 50% of the learners strongly agree that social media should be used in higher education, and none disagree with it. I also got some additional research on the use of social media in higher education. The references to the research can be found here. This talk about that Facebook is most widely used and its effect on student education. There's also one related video on the use of social media in education. The link can be found here. So after this survey, I've learned a lot of things. I learned to be confident in using Google Form to collect data. It's also my first time using Prezi, so I learned a lot with this tool. I also learned about the trend of using social media in higher education and learner attitudes. I also received feedback from peers on how to develop survey questions more efficiently. And I'm also struggling with these things when I was developing the survey questions. This is my first time using Prezi, so I also struggling with it when using it. And time limit, I only got a week to analyze, to present data, and to collect the data, so it's quite limited. So yeah, that will be all of my presentation. Thank you for listening.